Hello guys and welcome to this video where we will talk about an interesting topic of art, that is the assemblage sculpture and minimalism. So here we have the content just to see what are we going to review today in this video. First of all, I'm going to give you a little bit of context of each type of art and also its history, as well as some characteristics and examples. The assemblage sculpture is a form of art created by combining found objects and everyday items into a three-dimensional work. It is originated in the early 20th century, and there are notable artists such as Marcel Duchamp, Jasper Jones, and Robert Rothsberg, who utilized this technique to blur the lines between um, art and everyday life, often making satirical commentaries on modern culture. But it was in the mid 20th century, uh, about between in the 1950s and 1960s, uh, that assemblage art truly gained recognition as a distinct artist form. Um, Thanks to artists, for example, Pablo Picasso. He created some examples of this type of art assemblage using materials such as metal and wood. So now we have some characteristics. This is a complete piece that blends different elements into a unified whole, creating new meanings from familiar objects. This blurs the lines between sculpture, collage, and it is primarily called a ready-made art. And the material often used carry a sense of history or nostalgia because it is composed of personal objects, and this has a deep meaning and interpretation. Other characteristics, this can range from natural items like woods or shells to man-made objects like metal, plastic, or other objects or items. Uh, the concept of choosing objects instead of creating subvert the conventional idea of what being an artist meant. Here we have the first example, that is called the Duchamp's Infamous Mountain by Marcel Duchamp. This masterpiece had a big impact in the art world because it is a urinal that he made in 1970, and he presented it in an exhibition, and it stirred controversy among those who were not ready to have their efforts as sculptors. But the champ's insertion of ready-made objects into sculpture um, has their own statement that had a large influence on many modern artists to follow. Now we have the Pablo Picasso's guitar, created by Pablo Picasso in 1912, and is often cited as one of the earliest examples of assemblage art. Just how I said before, it is introduced by combining flat and three-dimensional elements in a single work, just how we can see in this image. I also put some other examples. The first one is the Sky Cathedral by Louis Nevelson, created in 1958. The second one is the Venery by Edward Kinholz in 1962. The third one is called Homage by John Tingley in 1960. The next one is called Mersbow by Chord Switchers. And the last one, it is called Untitled Comb by Man Ray in 1921. Okay, to continue, this is another um, topic that is called minimalism, that is a form of art also, or a movement. Um, it is a visual art movement that emerged in the late 1960s, characterized by extreme simplicity of form and focus on the essential elements of art. Uh, if it serves as a reaction against the complexity of abstract expressionism, but this emphasized the occupation of space and the interaction between the artwork and the viewer. And some artists are Donald Judd, Agnes Martin, and Dan Flavin. Its origins are in New York City in the mid of 1950s, and these artists uh, were painting in the dominant as abstract expressionist, but were drifting from it toward new directions, inspired by a more fresh knowledge of recent European art. And it is taken by, for example, Russian constructivism and the German Bauhaus were shown in the New York City museums and galleries. Some characteristics are that it represents simplicity, precision, and focus on special materials. It also has clean lines and geometry shapes. It has limited color palette. This emphasizes on the relationship between form and space. It has monochromatic or few colors. And we also have the minimalist aesthetic. It is really common nowadays. It is called that is a lifestyle and philosophy that focuses on promoting that truly matters while removing distractions and excess from life. Um, it encourages individuals to rid themselves of unnecessarily possessions and commitments, allowing them to concentrate into what is important. Um, for example, what brings happiness, fulfillment, and freedom. We have three types of minimalism. The first one is minimalism wall art. It could be monochromatic silhouette of a female figure, for example, or simple shapes with few colors or lines. This type of art can be a collection of line drawings to pull together a space without bringing too much attention or color to the wall we are going to put in it. This type of minimalism is characterized by those aspects. And the next one is the line minimalism art. Personally, I like that much this kind of minimalism because it's really simple, but it is beautiful. It is just that lines, and sometimes they add color in it. And it is really simple. It's more simple than the previous ones. And here we have the paintings. So this type of minimalism can also vary widely from a bright red cycle on a black background, for example, to a series of brightly colored canvases. It is characterized by having recognizable shapes like flowers, leaves, or just geometric designs. I also add more examples here. I really like to match this first one because it's really simple. It's just it is called Pink Out of a Corner uh, to Jasper Jones by Dan Flavin, made in 1963. It is just a lamp in a corner. The second one is just a cube that is called Die by Tony Smith, created in 1962. The third one is a really big wall, a dark wall, that is called Wall Drawing number 216 by Saul Lewitt, created in 1975. The next one is just a line. It seems like it is a line in painted in wood. It is called Ornament 1 by Barnett Newman, made in 1948. And the last one is called Untitled Stock by Donald Judd, created in 1967. And finally, to conclude, I think minimalism seek simplicity and purity, reducing elements to highlight the essence of the artwork. In contrast, assemblage repurposed everyday objects to give them new meaning, to new things to create with your imagination, creating dynamic and expressive composition, just how we see in the previous masterpieces. While minimalism emphasizes absence, assemblage celebrates transformation, new compositions, creation, but both challenge our perception of art and invite us to see beauty from opposing perspectives. So, hope you like this video, and I hope this will be helpful for you to learn something new about art. And here we have the references, and thank you so much.